So we have the representatives from the Real Radio FM, and then we have the DXKA, we have KES FM, we have the Mindanao Central, we have the Tribune, Sunny FM, we have the Radio Mindanao Network, and we have the 1FM, we have the People's Monitor, we have the Magic FM, we have Radio Trumpeta, we have the News Chronicle, we have the Eastern Mindanao News, we have Radio Amigo, we have the Northern Mindanao Broadcasting System, we have Radio Pilipinas, Hope Radio Philippines, and then the DXWB and DXGL, and we also have the Philippine Information Agency and the Butuan City Public Information Office. So we have 20 media organizations present for this press conference. Thank you. Mr. Glenn B. Santos, the OIC of the National Administrator, Philippine Coconut Authority. We have the Regional Director of the Department of Trade and Industry, Arlie Brilgo Pagaran. We have the Vice President of the Philippine Palm Oil Development Council, Mr. Al Monticelio. We have Mr. Abel James Monteagudo of DA Caraga, the Regional Director of DA Caraga. We have Mr. Howard Hill, General Manager, Mindanao for Unibanech. We have Miss Marisol R. Ortiz, the OIC Division Chief of the Alpang Division, PCA. Okay, so our press conference will run for 30 minutes only because our panelists also have schedules to our appointments for today. So we will entertain questions up to the 30 minutes lang kung pila yung ma-accommodate. And so, we would like to request our media partners to focus or limit your questions related to the activity or the palm oil industry. Okay? Sige. So, but before we start, we would like to request an opening statement from the President of the Philippine Palm Oil Development Council, Mr. Erwin Garcia.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to all media friends that are here. This is the 11th Palm Oil Congress, and we have delegates, around 400 delegates that are attending this Congress. Yeah, it is our second time to be in Butuan. This is the second Palm Oil Congress that has been hosted in Butuan. So yes, we will welcome all your questions about the said activity. Again, I would like to welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we would like, before when you ask your questions, state your name and the media outfit that you are representing, and then your question. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sa tanan from Taisa, from Radio Trumpeta, Butuan. Sir, my question is, why is palm oil in high demand, sir? Yes, sir. Sir Garcia.
Yes, palm oil right now is considered the cheapest vegetable oil in the market, no? When compared to all the vegetable oil. It's because it is one of the highest in production per hectare compared to others. So we can produce around 3 tons of oil per hectare of oil palm. with compared to other vegetable crop, which is producing only 0.5 half a ton. No? So that is why it's considered one of the cheapest vegetable oil.
Sir, is there any plan na mag-extend or magdugang tauglo na o para matamnan na to og mga palm?
Yes, we've been trying to do this, but marami tayong factors kasi no, that are delaying the expansion. Firstly, it's mga regulations na to sa government na to. Naghanap yung mga DNR bawal magtanom sa ating mga areas. And also the involvement of DAR, which you have the agrarian reform also. There are also problems with the titles of the land. No? Kita mo natin mga land conflicts. So we have investors coming, but because of these mga factors, kini ang mga nag-pull back. But at the moment, just to be self-sufficient for the country, we're looking at around 250,000 hectares that we should be planting just to meet the demand, no? So that we do not import from other countries.
Ano po yung magiging malaking ambag nito sa ating ekonomiya, sir? Especially Caraga region, sir, that now is naumusan na po ng other regions, sir. Compared to Region 12, there are 30,000 hectares and Caraga region have 25,000 hectares, sir.
Actually, for the past how many years, Caraga region was the leader in the oil palm. But because of local government's initiatives in other regions like North Cotabato, malaki ang campaign for the plant now pay later. That's why naka-overtake sila sa Caraga region. So right now, if you look at Central Mindanao, it's one of the biggest planting because of the local government initiatives. No? That's why we are really asking the PCA and DA to have a campaign, no, for this. Kasi if whether we plant or not, the Filipino people will be demanding vegetable oil. And palm oil is one of the cheapest source. So talagang pangmasa siya. Hindi mo pwedeng isubo yung mahal na oil sa market. Like, hindi natin pwedeng sabihin si Jollibee, huwag kayong gumamit ng palm oil. Like McDonald's. So kung gumamit siyang mas mahal, mas magiging mahal yung Chicken Joy natin. So parang, that's it, no?
Ano mo yung mga produktong magagamit from palm oil, sir?
Basically, mainly the cooking oil. No? Yan yung mga brand natin na nakikita natin in our grocery at sa palengke natin. And margarine. No? Margarine, then basically also sabon. Laundry soaps natin. So those are the main products, and there are also other mga oleochemicals na pwedeng gamitin, like para sa mga cosmetics natin, sa mga ladies natin, yung mga pampaganda, makeup, lipstick, these are also used. But mainly, it's used for cooking oil and margarine.
Okay, that would be all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Aiza of Trompeta. We have, okay, sir first and then you know.
Hello, I'm Jude Dubidici of the Sunny FM and Eastern News. My question is like this, because I heard about this fear many years ago. I wanted to know whether this is true information. Is it true that the palm oil tree would eat the fertilizer of the land and make the land barren after many years? Totoo bang ang palm oil tree makes a land barren and not plantable anymore after many years?
This is a false belief that we have this. There's a lot of statements like this, no, na misleading. Sabi na nakakasira ng soil, it will, but for us, like our company, we are already on our second generation of palm oil trees, no? If this is true, we will not be getting high production on our second generation. Kung on the first life, which is 30 years, no? We were able to complete already 30 years on our first generation. And we were able to replant now, and we are already, some of our second generation na replanted is already 10 years old, and it's still very productive. So this doesn't show that the soil is nasira or it destroyed the soil, no?
That's what we heard.
Yeah, basically these are coming from people that doesn't know about the industry really. They just they're fed with the wrong information, because if we replant the whole trunk, we chop it and convert it into organic matter,
Organic
fertilizer,
fertilizers.
which will, just imagine a 30-year-old tree, ilalagay mo yun and it will decompose in the soil and become the compost fertilizer. So basically, you will even need lesser fertilizer for your next generation because your soil is very healthy.
I see.
So yeah, I'm here to testify kasi we're on our second generation of planting already.
I see. Okay, how competitive is palm oil in the market today? Because my family is also using palm oil.
Yes, it is the most, as mentioned, it's the cheapest form of cooking oil in the market right now. And Indonesia is one of the biggest right now supplier to our country, which doesn't give us any in return profit sa ating gobyerno, even with taxes. That's why we have the customs this afternoon to us, because maraming technical smuggling which deprives the government from income on this matter. So basically, we are feeding the Indonesian farmers, we are feeding the Malaysian farmers instead of growing it here in our country and making our Filipino farmers rich, di ba?
So, third question, for 1 hectare of palm oil, how many agricultural workers would you require? For maintenance and so on and so forth.
Can you repeat again?
For 1 hectare of palm oil plantation, how many agricultural workers do you need?
Oh, basically, it's around 5 hectares to 1 right now. One family.
One family.
Yes, that's our computation that it can feed one family.
I see. Okay, that's all, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good noon. The biggest bulk of palm oil producing land in the country is in Mindanao. Am I right, sir? Mindanao. Okay, my question is, what is the major challenge that the oil palm industry in the country facing today?
Basically, the first is the price. Then the second is the reputation that it's given by our government, because we cannot say that we have still the coconut is the main source of our cooking oil. And until now, for the past how many years already we've been with the oil palm, the coconut people think that palm oil is a threat and it's not, and it's a competitor of coconut, which is not. Because right now, all the coconut products basically are sold for export to become more higher value. No? Then in doing that, so you don't have already coconut in the local market. So which oil will substitute that? No? If we do not grow palm oil here, we will still be importing our cooking oil from somewhere else, which should be cheap, which is palm oil. So that's what's happening right now. We're importing almost 1 million tons a year. That is the recorded customs, hindi pa yung undeclared. We do not know that amount, no? And most of this comes in a form of technical smuggling, under declaration, which is depriving the government income, no? So basically, this doesn't bring good revenues to to the Filipinos. That's why we're here in the Palm Oil Council. Our advocacy is to share this, to share this to the Filipino farmer. It's a very simple crop that you can grow. Hindi masyadong, you do not need so much capital compared to other crops. You can live it. It is a very safe crop. Actually, it's good for Mindanao because even if you do not fertilize it, because of our good fertile soil, it will still give you the production. So, yes, basically it's really a misconception of our people in Manila that doesn't know how things work in the vegetable oil. So that's why with PCA, we're trying to campaign because we are in the under the office of PCA, but the palm oil industry hasn't took off. We call it we're still in the infancy stage. As the asset of DTI, I would say it is purely privately driven. Itong industriya na to, puro privately lang. Wala tayong may masabi na may programa talaga ang gobyerno dito. No? So sana, with you, our media partners, you will be going around and we will be encountering ito. So sana you can help us also in information dissemination that palm oil is not a competitor of coconut. Ang palm oil hindi sisirain at papalitan yung coconut industry. Hindi po ganun yun. No? Whether we like it or not, we need coconut and we need also palm oil. So saan natin kukunin yun? Kung hindi natin magpo-produce, aangkatin natin galing sa ibang bansa. No? So, ganun po, no? And the population of the Filipinos are growing. Ang laki ng Pilipino. So, ang laki ng market na growing for the vegetable oil natin dito. Huh?
Follow-up question addressed to Director Brago Pagalan, sir. Sir, last 2015, correct me if I'm wrong, adunay oil company na nag-operate from Papua New Guinea nga nag-conduct og survey, community consultation sa may Loreto Agusan del Sur. And then they targeted to develop 30,000 hectares of palm oil. Any concert update?
Wala ko kay balong anak nga kumpanya, to be honest, no? So, wala pa.
Nigawas mo gud siya sa na-report mo gud siya last 2015.
Unsay pangalan sa company?
Wala po di kabutihan, sir, pero ang nakabutang diri is palm oil company operating in Papua New Guinea and in Solomon Island.
I don't
Nagkandak
know.
lang sila consultation.
Wala ko kay balong anak.
Wala.
Okay, I'm Cecily Banyos. I don't have any outlet, no, because I am a freelancer. Okay, so thank you, Sir Erwin. Thank you for enlightening me on the relationship of the palm oil and the coconut industry, because many farmers, coconut farmers, are crying out that they have very low prices of one just because of the palm oil industry. So this misconception must be disseminated to the those involved in coconut industry. But does that PCA give them the information, the right of information? Because I got this information from reactions from coconut growers that palm oil is killing their industry.
I think I can give, Mr. C.K. Chang can clear that out, no?
Thank you for raising the questions. No? It's been a very sensitive question that has been going around, not just in the Philippines. but in the world. First, in the 80s and the 90s, the European Union criticized coconut oil as a poisonous oil. Even in the VAC, vegetable oil Asian. Oh, sorry, I forget the terminology for that. Like a Congress, no? They will complain about all the vegetable oil in the Asian area. First, they criticize coconut oil of the aflatoxin. High is poisonous. Okay. Then lately, 5 years ago, they start criticizing and have a very big movement of black propaganda against palm oil. Why? And this all started by the European Unions, the Greenpeace people. They cannot stop the Indonesian for cutting the forest, So they use other black propaganda. And it's not just only started by the EU. And the EU organization of Greenpeace and environmentalists are financed by the American, I dare to challenge, it's funded by the CIA of the America. CIA. Okay? You can go to the website and search for yourself. CIA funded NGOs. All the articles will come out. Okay, next thing is they want their oil, the rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, canola oil to be priority commodity in their own markets. So first thing, they ban palm oil as a biodiesel by year 2020. They ban. They already have an EU resolution, okay, especially by the G7 countries. And Netherlands has taken into action, ban all palm oil product in their supermarket, followed by Iceland and also other European countries. By year 2020, no more palm oil products on the shelf or in the supermarket. And then on the fuel consumption, they ban palm oil in the biodiesel usage. Year 2008, when the fossil fuel went up to $145 per barrel, this was time that the upsurge of palm oil demand for biodiesel. Even Malaysia was only D3, Indonesia D3, but the upsurge has triggered the demand for the supply of palm oil for the mixing into the biodiesel under the D3 law. But the EU come out with a policy. We will not use completely palm oil. We can use sugar produced in the Latin America for ethanol fuel and sunflower oil for the biodiesel law or ethanol usage and the diesel usage. But they have a study. One total harvest of sunflower oil in whole of Europe is good for 1 day consumption in the biodiesel market. By doing so, how can you curb the supply and demand for palm oil? But the issue now, they changed the topic because of the vast cutting of jungle in Indonesia. They want to reserve and preserve the space for the orangutan. You know the orangutan? The apes. Indonesia has the total land area for agriculture globally 11 million hectares. Indonesia still has 11 million hectares unused. Although Indonesia has developed 12 million hectares, Malaysia developed 5.7 million hectares of oil palm. By year 2020, there will be a shortage of oil palm. So the Indonesian government and the Malaysian government will come out with a new policy. No more expansion of oil palm area by forest destruction, but you improve the species of oil palm that produce more oil per land area. So these are the issues that affecting also the Philippine government, because some of the line agencies, some of the officers are, I would say, environment protectionists. Okay, so they also buy the ideas came out from the mouth of the EU and the Americans. I personally encountered face to face from environmental legal officer from Washington DC in Palawan. I say, how could we reserve the million and million of hectare of in Indonesia and in Malaysia just for the few thousand orangutan? Look at our capital city. We have squatters in Manila alone. How many thousand or million squatters? They are only living in a space of 2 meter by 1 meter. Some has not, still under the trees in Lohas Poliban. And you want the million and million hectares of jungle reserved for the orangutan. And the purpose of the not cutting the jungle is not for the orangutan. They want to preserve the global warming issues, which they want the Asian countries to provide clean air. But in fact, in Europe and in America, they have no jungle. They have no jungle. The only jungle are man-made jungle, the pine trees, and every year they have forest fire. They are burned by the thousand and thousand hectares. So they want us, the former colonies of these people, to reserve the space of air, fresh air, clean air for them, to bring down the issue of global warming. And we in Asia, we have been independent since after the colony. America, Spanish, Japan, the Philippines, the Malaysia, under also the Dutch, the Spaniard, the Philippines under the Spaniards. Last piece. Let me voice out, correct? Let me voice out so that people will know. It's not the time matters. I would like to do it once and for all and let the media know and let everybody know. We are no longer the colony of the white-skinned monkeys. I'll use the word. I dare to use the word.
Thank you, sir.
So please, do not put a rope through our nose and tell us what to do. The world is still lack of palm oil, as our chairman said. It's the cheapest oil. Only Peter can afford the expensive canola oil, soya bean oil. But the Juan, he can only afford palm oil. So you remove the palm oil. What the Juan on the street going to use? What oil going to use? Lubrication oil, recycled oil. So I would like to make this issue very clear to the Juan, not to the Peter and the Paul. The Peter and the Paul, they have money. And let me tell you, a few years back, there was the financial crisis, right? 2008, 2009. The Spanish, they dared to open their mouth, telling the former colony, we are now in crisis. You former colony, please help us. What have you helped us when we are still your colonies? Have you helped us? Nothing. And who bring palm oil into the Asian land? Who bring? The colonists. They bring palm oil from Amazon jungle into Malaysia and Indonesia. They bring soya bean and other oil, coconut from the Caribbean. And now you say this is poisonous.
Okay. Now,
My compadre is worried because if I speak very high,
Parang what's your heart?
don't mind. Please,
Sama sa puso yan.
So please, the media
yes.
we like your attention because you are the one of the conduit that to let the people understand what are the phenomenal effect of palm oil and coconut oil in our own Asian markets. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, follow up lang. So, Sir Erwin, what is the biggest factor why the prices of copra is down?
Supply and demand.
Basically, it's supply and demand in the world
Yeah,
market.
that's the reason. That's why they're.
They're blaming palm
Yeah,
oil
they
for
are
it.
blaming
But it's-
because it threatened their industry, and that's why.
It's basically like right now, if you see in other ingredients where coconut oil is being used, you cannot supply that with palm oil. Like banana chips, even you have a premium quality of cooking oil or palm oil, they will not buy that because it's only good to have a banana chips. Maganda yung pagka-crispy niya if you use coconut cooking oil. So, where does palm oil be a threat? Diba? Kasi may specialized market yan eh. High valued market. Desiccated coconut. Papalitan ba ng palm oil yan? Hindi. Because that's,
So therefore,
it's really, the vegetable crisis right now, oil, is because these two countries right now, the powerful countries are fighting with their trade.
okay.
And that's what they say. If Uncle Sam sneezes, the Asian country gets a flu. Diba? Pag naghatsing yung Amerikano at saka si China, ang Pilipino, rangkaso na.
So in
Hospital
other words,
na.
sir, so in other words, wala talaga
Yes,
kayong,
actually, we're- because
you
of
don't
this,
have any
yes.
factor to the downfall.
It's
of,
not really like, example, the Philippine market right now, it only biodiesel that is adopted by the Philippine government by law is coconut oil. You cannot use palm oil. Caltex, Petron will not buy. Biodiesel by palm oil. So where does a threat of palm oil getting in that market, di ba? Kasi it's only purely by law, coconut to be used. So basically, it's pointing fingers ba? No? Pointing fingers. That's why nga, like, as what I would like to add, no? Makita mo yung frustration ni Mr. Chang sa industry, no? Because of kami, actually Mr. Chang can already keep quiet and enjoy the fruits of his hard labor. And paano naman ang the normal Filipino farmer? That sana, mabigyan sana namin ng chance to have this alternate, no? To farm this crop, no? Saan ka makakita? Magtatanim ka ng isang palm oil tree, mag-antay ka ng 3 years. After 3 years, every 15 days you'll be harvesting, ha? Every 15 days, mag-harvest ka. Anong tanim ang pwedeng magbigay sa'yo ng ganyan? For the next 30 years. Magugutom ba ang Pilipino? Pag ganyan? Para kang you're like working in an office, but in a farm. No? Other crops are seasonal. 120 days, 190 days, 3 months. No? Ito si palm oil, you just wait for 3 years. After that, every 15 days, you have income. No? But basically sa inyo siguro lahat, you do not even know what is palm oil cooking oil. But ginagamit nyo na sa bahay nyo. This is what we're eating right now is made by cooking oil, by palm oil. Sa palengke ngayon, lahat ng cooking oil dyan is basically palm oil already, but it is just blended vegetable. No? So medyo, at least may educate tayo ngayon kasi yan nga mahirap kasi kami, we're just quiet because we're a small group. Mas malaki po ang boses ng mga nag-feed ng mali-mali. That's why you cannot blame also Mr. Chang for na ano na yung puso niya eh.
For all the hugot.
Oh, God. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we have here the last. So we can entertain one last question from the media. Sir.
Kanang sa ibabaw, Clyde.
May hapon, Clyde Ikilan of Hope Radio Philippines. I know aside from convening, resolving issues, I know you're here to promote palm oil industry dito sa Caraga. Nadungog po na po from the DTI and ako po target ang Caraga for palm oil industry. But unfortunately, may mga feedback po sa among programa. May mga katanong na ang mga palm oil and most of them are planning to to cut down. Okay. Kung tungod sa problema of the price of palm oil, kining bunga lagi not sa palm oil, palm tree. How could we promote, especially the Department of Agriculture? I know last 2015, even, if I'm not mistaken, murag na nigawas nga roadmap sa palm oil industry. Pwede ba na mo ma-review, Director, if karong tuiga, since intensive naman ang atong promotion aning palm oil, doon may something nga atong ma-pour in ato sa atong mga farmers kay to consider the investment. Kinahanglan nga doon na kay at least 200,000 aron nga maka-develop ka usa ka hectare nga. Unsa man nila pag how could the venture ani nga
As far as
industry?
the DA is concerned, the mandate for the support of the palm industry is with the Philippine Coconut Authority, PCA. It used to be with us years ago, pero inalis na sa amin. Ando na siya sa PCA. From what I know, the PCA gives support to farmers who venture into palm oil. Yun yung pong maliliit na farms. 3 hectares below, they support it with seedlings and probably fertilizers. But above 3 hectares, sa inyo na po yun. Kasi ang palm, usually malakihan yan. Ngayon, sa tatanungin nyo, kung maliit yung kanyang farm, hindi siya kikita, maliit. Hindi pa rin. Kasi they can always harvest it and ikukumpul-kumpul nila yung collectively. If they are an association or cooperative, some sort, i-enroll niya yung products niya doon. So, mapupunta rin yun sa millers at pagkakuha rin yun, sakto naman siguro na presyo. Yun po siya.
Okay, follow up. Dino. Siguro pwede na po siguro sa DTI ni. I heard yung murag na mo'y mga bagong programa. The DTI, of course, doon na mo'y B3. O kang sa DA, na-recall na ko katong inyong plea, di ba? O sa mga bagong programa ninyo nga patok na patok sa mga kapos na to nga mga mag-uuma. Appeal ba ni siya nga commodities, RD? Nga pwede niyo mahatagan o siguro financial
production loan, easy access. I'm not so sure kung andun siya kasali sa among the commodities. But we have other loan facility, credit facilities na binibigay ng agriculture ngayon na almost hindi na tinatanong kung ano yung pagkakagamitan doon sa pera. Na maliit din ang interest rate. Yun po siya.
Ang sa P3, maximum 100,000 raman. So, kulang. But we are now cooking something, no? I think it's still premature to announce na ay project sa somewhere in Trento. There is also a project in Esperanza, duha na siya ka-locator. We will be tapping a new program of Land Bank, no, Harvest. They will be funding 90% of the funding requirement. So, di pa na ko ma-announce ang detalye. It might be too premature. But we are cooking, packaging.
Pwede last lang ang pagkataran. Actually, nakalimot ko atong mga speakers. The number one reason nga dagan ang nadismaya sa palm oil is because ang presyo. Kung saan man to day na to, pag fix di nga problema o nga issue, Director, karon ba nga, kini ba nga summit, ma-fix pa rin nato na problema sa presyo? Murag mo ang giulatan ba sa itong mga farmers karon?
Ako na lang, sige, relax ka na dyan. You take care of your heart. With regards to the price, as Rodrigo said, this is world market price tayo. Yan sa atin, mga crisis na tayo ngayon. If you say also the copra is also down, no? Basically all vegetable oil right now is really down. So ano bang pwede natin in these times? What is the best to do? We have this Palm Oil Congress to help and assist the growers to be more efficient. No? Kasi kung maganda ang efficiency mo, low ang cost mo, mataas ang production mo, hindi ba gaganda ang income mo kahit mababa ang presyo. Eh, but kapag mababa ang production mo, mababa ang presyo mo, eh talagang crisis. Di ba? So that's why nandito ngayon timely ginagawa natin itong Palm Oil Congress na to help the small farmers, give them, yan nga marami tayong mga speakers mamaya, and then si Dr. Pamplona, para maturuan sila paano mapaakyat yung harvest ninyo, paano mapaganda ang production ninyo. Kasi ang presyo, parang gasolina din yan, walang control tayo dito sa Pilipinas yan. Kasi world market yan. Akyat baba yan, but ang production, kaya natin i-control yan. Kasi nasa atin yan kung paano natin alagaan yung ating tanim. No? So to add lang to summarize things, no? Titingnan natin how many years already have we been in this industry. No? More than almost 50 years already. Where have we begun? 60-70,000 hectares. Magpunta kami sa plant sa Malaysia, isang kumpanya lang to ang 50,000 hectares. No? So this size of industry in the Philippines, isang kumpanya lang to doon sa kanila. Kung tatanggalin natin ang palm oil sa Malaysia, ano mangyayari sa Malaysia? No? Malaysia is Malaysia because of palm oil. No? Hindi naging... Ang Indonesia dati, alam natin yan, ang daming gera dyan, ang daming rebelde. Right now, do you hear revolutionary happening in Indonesia? It's because of the 11 million hectares of oil palm that has brought peace and progress to the mga maliliit na mga towns, barangays, na kung saan dating gutom ang mga tao. We go to Thailand. Thailand, nauna pang Pilipinas dyan sa Thailand in growing oil palm. Ngayon si Thailand, more than 1 million hectares already planted. And also Thailand has faced also a lot of peace and order problems in the past. Ngayon, nasaan na si Thailand? Tahimik na. Ang Pilipinas, ganun pa rin. Nagtuturoan pa rin na masama si palm oil. Kalaban ng coconut, masama. So, alam natin yan. In the Philippines, that's the problem na yung crab mentality natin. Hanggang ngayon, kapag may umaakyat, hihilain. Hindi lang yan sa palm oil industry, and that happens in all factors of life. No? So, nasa atin yan mga Pilipinos, tayo ngayon lahat dito on how we can move forward. Kasi wala mangyayari sa atin, mapapag-iwanan tayo ng mga ASEAN natin na neighboring countries. We have a very fertile land. Well, Malaysia, mas maganda pa tayo sa lupa ng Malaysia. Rainfall, we also have the rainfall. In Thailand, they even experience annually 6 months to 8 months of dry spell. Correct me, Howard. It's 3 to 4 months. Normal yan ang El Nino. El Nino in Thailand is normal. Very low rainfall.
Very similar growing conditions to Mindanao.
Yes. So they also even have irrigations in their plantation. But see, more than 1 million hectares na. No? So I think it's about time with you guys here. Sana matulungan niyo po kami kasi kami konti lang naman kami sa Palm Oil Council. But you have a bigger voice, no? Because you are on the microphones, then you can help us, no? Promote the palm oil industry, no? Thank you.
I think the big ally of palm oil industry in Caraga, Sir Alipagan, has something to add to you, sir. We have
Well, sakto, no? Malaysia, 9 million hectares. Indonesia, 13 million hectares. Poverty incidence in Malaysia, 2.6. Poverty incidence in Indonesia, 8.9. Poverty incidence in the Philippines, 32.8. So, murag doon ay causal relationship, no? Between proliferation of oil palm and development. So, Caraga, kaya balo mo magpilay kadti sa Caraga, awarded na, 23 kadtis, totaling 500,000 hectares plus. So, matap lang ito, bisag katunga na lang, anak, dako na kayo. So, dili ta magkuhan, no? dili ta mag atong resolbahon ang kaning mga coconut. How can oil palm compete with coconut? Coconut has 3 million hectares. Oil palm 90,000. Asang kompetisyon, di ba? So atong tikaron ang atong mga kayutaan nakatiwangwang. Nagpasorbe ni sa CSU, doon na pa'y possible nga 600,000 hectares in Caraga nga pwede tamnan. So kana ang atong i-focus siguro. Maraming salamat.
Okay, so we already got an advice from the Secretariat that murag kinahanglan na ang atong panelists dito sa plenary. So we would like to request some closing statement from our Assistant Secretary, Ma'am Des Lantayona.
Thank you very much. I have to admit that this is really very educational for me because I heard it right from the horse's mouth, from the industry players. And in fact, I told them that maybe we can prepare. I mean, we together with the council. The council should prepare a presentation material to really go out. No? It's just like a road show. No? A road show that will present this. If we can get something contrary to what we have presented or what we think about the palm oil industry, that let's see, maybe there is wisdom to this, but then maybe there is not. Maybe the palm oil industry, and I think we have to resolve this issue the soonest possible time, because this is a big potential for us. And as I said earlier, let's grab this grab the opportunities while it is there. So in fact, we have heard these issues, no? It is very detrimental to the environment, etc., etc. And it seems that we don't have answers to that. Or are we just refusing to see what is reality and make it blurred talaga siya to all of us, so that the status quo would remain? So we do not know. So my challenge to the council is head on tayo. So let's talk to people who matter. So in fact, kanina binulungan ko na si President na let's make, sabi ko kay R.D. Brilgo, did you make a presentation already to our secretary? Not yet. So, binulungan ko siya, why don't we start it by making a presentation to the Secretary of Trade and Industry? Who knows? Okay, together with the Undersecretary, to the EXCOM, probably. Then, maybe that could be a first step. Kasi nakapresent na daw sa DA, Red, no? Nakapresenta sa DA, and it seems na maganda din ang resulta doon. So, let's complete the loop. Para, so maybe you can just tell me kung kailan ang plano ninyo, next month, the following month. Let's give it a try. Yeah, nandito na tayo. Ang sabi nga ninyo, the industry has been existing for 50 years already. So, why don't we try 2019? Maybe we could have a breakthrough somewhere. So I think, you have educated me. You have educated me, and I feel for the industry, I feel for Caraga, I feel for the 6 regions that are enrolled in the industry cluster for palm oil. Then, as the industry cluster enhancement program coordinator at the national level, I'd like to push this through, and with your help, maybe we can make a breakthrough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Asek. So, thank you everyone for coming. And then, so, to our friends in the media, we have, I think the organizers have something for you, a token. So, just take it from the Secretariat.